Well, welcome back to the 1890 Initiative headquarters in downtown Lincoln, continuing with Big Red Rally Day here on News Channel Nebraska. Brandon Axelman now joined by Husker volleyball standout Andi Jackson. Andi, how excited are you that it's Big Red Rally Day, and how excited are you to be here talking NIL and Husker volleyball?
Well, hi, Brandon. First, I just want to say thank you for having me. I'm super excited that I get the opportunity to just sit here and talk, and I love talking about Big Red sports and just volleyball in general, so I'm super excited.
Well, should we just jump right in then?
We should.
All right, let's talk about, obviously, great volleyball season by the program in your freshman year. Just went through the offseason. What was that offseason like? Was there any downtime at all, or was it straight to work preparing for the upcoming season? Just walk us through what it's been like thus far.
Yeah, Coach, he gives us a really good amount of time at home. He understands that when we're here January through December, he gets us year-round. So he's super considerate about our time and will give us from the end of the tournament until school starts again. So we got a solid 3 weeks at home after the tournament. I just went home back to Colorado, just kept working out, working in the gym. I went back to my old club and just got some reps there, hosted some camps while I was home. So stayed incorporated into the volleyball world, but it was really nice to just take a chill pill, be at home in your comfort zone.
Well, and part of that off season is, beach volleyball. That just wrapped up about a month ago. And so when you look at what you were able to accomplish for beach volleyball, how do you think that might help prepare for what's to come this fall?
I think it just shows how well our team can adapt. Obviously, we're not beach volleyball players. I mean, I think a lot of people, when they hear beach volleyball, they think volleyball, but it's a completely different game. And we learned that as we play beach, that, it's more smarts and more technical than just like see-ball, hit ball is what we say in our gym. So I think it just really shows how resilient our team is, and that we can go, and if we really work towards it, we can just adjust and play really good beach volleyball. And so I think what you see our team doing in beach volleyball, it also reflects onto our indoor game and just how we adapt indoor and how we can make things work.
Would like for you to actually expand a little bit more on the differences. Obviously, Husker Nation knows a lot about, indoor volleyball, and not to say that they're not also well-versed in beach volleyball, but what is that like? What are the differences? Could you elaborate a little bit further, and strategy perhaps involved, and talk about your experience where, you played a lot with Maisie and Olivia?
Yeah, so for me personally, I'm a middle indoor, so I am blocking and hitting a lot. I don't have an opportunity to pass or even sometimes serve. And in beach volleyball, regardless of your position, you could be a DS or you can be a middle. Like, you're doing everything. It doesn't matter. And that's something that I really appreciate about beach, especially coming from the middle and spending a whole season indoor. As I get to do everything. I'm in serve receive, I'm serving, setting, and then I know for like our littles as well, that's what we call them, they have an opportunity to hit, and like they don't get to do that in indoor. And so I think it's just a really good opportunity for everyone to round out their skills overall, and it helps you become a better volleyball player overall.
So Coach Reyes, the coach for beach, what goes into him determining what the teams will be?
I would say, so typically it'll be a big and a small together, meaning someone like me, a big, and then a small like Olivia. For example, she was my partner this season. So typically a big and a small, that way you can just have like a really strong like attacker, but then also a strong defender. But then sometimes like we will have an odd amount, and so you'll have people like Harper and Merritt were together towards the end, and obviously they're both bigs. So it'll just come down to like your connection with that person and how well you can gel together. We'll flip around with all different partners the first few weeks and kind of see who we gel with the best. And I think from there, Coach Reyes just decides who gets to go with who.
Well, and speaking of gelling and what beach volleyball maybe allows you to do, a couple of incoming freshmen in Skylar and Olivia. How did getting a chance to be introduced to them through beach volleyball work for you, and how made that pay dividends down the line?
It was really good. I felt like I really got to get to know them, especially on our trips to LSU, Hawaii, California. At one point I was like rooming with Liv, and so it was really nice getting to know them, and you kind of get to know them on a more personal level just because you are traveling a lot and it's a little bit more downtime, and so you get to spend more time with each other compared to like in season when you're just always on the go. But I think beach is a really, really good way to incorporate freshmen onto a team. I know me and the other freshmen last year really appreciated it because it's a little bit more chill, more relaxed. Like you're not thrown into the fire as a freshman. And so I think they probably appreciate it as well. And it just helps you build connections a little bit easier.
Well, we're going from beach back to indoor, and specifically your freshman season. You did a lot of amazing things: third in points, third in kills, second in blocks as a freshman. So that's pretty dang good. Yeah, my pleasure. And I guess the question is, what do you think contributed to allowing you to have that type of success so early on?
I think just my mindset throughout the season. Obviously, I came from a small town. I came from a super small club, and I really wanted to go and represent all the small town players because I know how it feels to be kind of overlooked. Obviously, like I was unranked until my junior year of high school, and so coming in, I just really wanted to show people that I could do it, and I think that's what I did this season. And obviously, like it's not all because of me. Like I had an amazing support system. Obviously, I have to give credit to my coaches and to my teammates. Like I could not have done it without them. They were super supportive all season, and obviously my coaches, like they just had so much faith in me and they had so much confidence in me, and that helped me instill confidence in myself. And so knowing that my coaches knew I could do it, I felt like I could go out there and just play freely because my coaches like had confidence in me.
Well, and I think for you, the team, and probably Coach Cook, it was, okay, you come in as a freshman, you just hit the ground running, right? But now you are understanding more of the system, and you understand how to play. Like, what is the expectation, and what do you think that could look like for a sophomore year for you, and what you could build on from what you did freshman year?
I think expectations are pretty high, and not even in a bad way. I think our team has really high expectations for ourselves as well, especially what we're coming off of last season. We had a really, really good season, tough ending, but now we are going to bounce back, be resilient, and I think we just have high expectations for ourselves. So it'll be interesting to see, but I know that we have big plans for the future.
Can you give some specifics on what you hope to accomplish personally? And yes, I know it's all about the team, and what you perhaps excel at personally would allow the team to succeed also. So do you have, going from second, third, and third in a lot of categories, perhaps leading the team in some of those, or what are you setting your targets on?
Yeah, definitely hoping to see my numbers rise. I'm a lot more comfortable in the game now. I feel like I have a hold of things. And then I would like to see myself be an All-American. That's definitely a goal of mine. And obviously I didn't get it last year, but working for the next 3 years to try to get these upcoming years.
Well, lastly, before we let you go, a couple questions about NIL. Obviously something that the Husker volleyball team's a big part of, 1890. A big reason why NIL's prominent here in the state of Nebraska, particularly Lincoln. So how has that experience been for you working with 1890?
1890 is an amazing just organization to work with, especially as a student athlete. They're super supportive of all of us, and if I don't know what I would do if I didn't have them, honestly, because being a student athlete, like you're already so busy, but having just that support system from 1890 is super helpful. And it was one of the reasons like that I did choose Nebraska, because obviously like volleyball's super good, like it's super competitive and the fan base is unreal, but then it's also the support system that they give you outside of volleyball that I really, really liked. So they just support their athletes really well, and 1890 is a huge part of that.
Last thing that I like to ask all the student athletes, so you go out and do fulfillment where you have community events. Has there been one that, early on in your career here at Nebraska that really sticks out as, man, that was the one I enjoyed most, or what was a really fun community engagement event that you did through 1890 and NIL?
There's not one that sticks out to me necessarily, just because I've loved all of them, and I love getting to meet new people and new girls, and they're just like inspired by our team, and it inspires me to just continue what I'm doing, because I have to remember like it's not all about the fame and the glory, like it's about giving back, and it's a good reminder working at those camps. So I love meeting everyone and just getting that opportunity.
Well, Andi, appreciate the time. It's been a fun Big Red Rally Day, more to come, but wishing you the best of luck coming up next fall.
Thank you.
That's Andi Jackson. I'm Brandon Axmit here on News Channel Nebraska. Big Red Rally Day, and we'll be continuing to talk with Huskers throughout the day here at 1890, learning more about NIL and building that support for the student athletes at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. If you're interested in perhaps donating to the 1890 and helping these student athletes, you can find out more by going to 1890nebraska.com. I'm Brandon Axmit. More interviews coming up here on NCN.